All right, welcome to the recap and look ahead. We're going to do a recap video of Season 1, 2023 Season 1, and at the end we will give you guys a look ahead of what we'll be racing for the upcoming season, Season 2. So, what we have got going on here. All right, so we started the season running running the protection car challenge again. We ran it a couple of seasons ago in the Mazda, but we drove the Toyota this season. And I will say, it turns out this is the best series I've been in car related. I say that because when I compare my seasons, I used to look to see how much iRating gained, lost, and determined it by that. But it's kind of hard because when your iRating improves to a point where you're kind of maxed out, you don't gain as much as you used to, even in the higher end series. So if you take a look at it by average, which is what I do, I take a look by the iRating gained, lost, divide that by how many races I've ran and figure out my average iRating gain or loss. That's kind of what I go to. Eventually those numbers, you race each series enough, those numbers equate, you know. So anyways, that's how I base it. Whether or not it's right or wrong, that's just what I do. So based on my average iRating gained, loss, turns out that the Toyota in the production car challenge is my better series to race in. I'm competitive, especially towards the end of the season when I got a handle on the car. About mid-season on, I started to getting better with the car, more comfortable with the car, with the help of one viewer that gives me some suggestions on what to change on the car. So thanks to him, it helped me improve in this series. So I ended up gaining a total of 535 iRating this series. This series here helped push me over that 3,000 mark. So at one time, I never thought 2,000 would be possible. But you just find the right car that clicks, and it's amazing what will happen with your iRating when you find that car that you're comfortable with. So overall, so we were in Division 2 this season, and I finished my division in 10th, and overall I finished 20th overall. So to me, that is awesome. I just try to be in the top 100 overall, and being in the top 20, if I can be on the top page, and when you go to page 1, they list 25. And if I could be on that top page, even in just my division, that's awesome to me. So being in the top 25 overall is just, to me, it's just amazing. This car has a lot of fun. I had some quirks at the beginning, would lift up on 2 tires in the corners. But it was a lot of fun. A lot of guys were complaining that the pace of the Toyota and the pace of the Mazda was going to be very similar. And it can be, if something happened and I got spun or I got back in traffic. Racing with the Mazdas was hard and difficult to race with sometimes because one race was the Red Bull, the short west whatever configuration it was. Even the Jettas and the Mazdas could get off the corner so much better than the Toyotas that I had trouble passing them. But for the most part, I didn't have that problem. I don't know if the Mustangs got better because when I drove the Mazda in season 3 of 2022, the Mustangs, I had so much problem with the Mustangs. This season, the Toyotas, maybe there wasn't as much Mustang drivers as there have been because this was the new car. Um, but I didn't have the issues with a lot of the Mustangs that I used to. There was a few races, but nothing like when I drove the Mazda. Um, so the Toyota in this series was a lot of fun. Like I said, I didn't have an issue where the Mazdas were running about as fast as I was, except for a few races. There was one guy at Coda that tracked me down in a Mazda and passed me. I mean, he's just amazingly fast anyways, no matter what. But a lot of the times it felt like you were driving just in your class. I like the track selection this season. It wasn't a whole lot of the club layouts. There's no other series that you can race the Toyota in an open series. So the bigger track layouts this season allowed for me to just race Toyotas and not have to worry about the other classes. I'm mixed emotions on mixed class racing, but I'll continue to give it a hand. But sometimes it's just nice just to run your own class, to me anyways. But the Toyota in the production car challenge is a lot of fun, and so that's kind of my take on that. And then we also end up driving dirt track. We did the 358 modifieds, so I struggled a lot in this car. I really struggled very early in the season. Every time I would think I'd get a handle on the car, I'd go to the next race and just get blown away. Like I didn't figure anything out. So I am not a great dirt driver. I'm not really a good dirt driver either, but I enjoy it. This series, though, was very frustrating, especially at the beginning. I ended up losing 174 iRating this series, but the last 2 seasons ago, I did another dirt series. I did the late models and the limited late models, and I lost iRating that series too. I think the reason why is because before I did both of those series, I did the Dirt Legends, and I gained like over 500 iRating. The Dirt Legends was a lot of fun. Downside is there's very little participation. Because of that, my iRating, I think, was inflated. I didn't, because the participation level wasn't there. Those races would be hardly have enough people to even make the race. And with it being a rookie series, there just wasn't a whole lot of good drivers. I did have some races where there were some guys come in that were really fast, but for the most part, I gained a lot of iRating in an easy series, and I'm paying for it now. That's part of my problem, I think, because towards the end of the season, when I started losing iRating, I wasn't finishing very good. But where I was finishing, I was gaining or losing like single digits in my iRating. So it's starting to come down to where about my skill level is actually at. I can compete if I'm in the second level or the second split, but if I'm in the first split, I'm still behind. I'm finishing mid-pack to bottom half pack. Let me put it that way. But because I've lost so much iRating in this series, it kind of averages out to be the worst dirt series that I've run. So I don't think I will be driving the 358s again. in the future, I will be driving the big blocks, and hopefully my iRating's not inflated, and I can do something in that series. But towards the end of the season, it was starting to get fun. I did have one viewer that kind of suggested something on my exit, and so I was doing that, and it was helping. I know towards the end of the season, I wasn't getting the guys weren't running away from me. Uh, Towards the end of the race, when the track really slicked off, like they were at the beginning. So, thanks to the viewer who suggested something, it helped. It would have helped better if I had more talent, but it helped regardless. So it's something that I can apply and use to future dirt series. So moving on. So those were the two new series that I tried this season. The other series that I've raced this season, started racing the NIS Open series. I tried a little bit of that last year, but because I didn't race the entire season, I'm giving it another go this season. So right now we're only 3 weeks into the season, and so far I've actually gained 50 iRating, and I'm currently 108th in points. Sorry, let me go back to the 358s. So in the 358s, I was in Division 2, and in my division, I finished 84th in points, and overall, I finished 218th. So, like I said before, my goal is to be in the top 100, and I didn't even come close to that in the 358s. I will say there's a lot of talented guys that run the 358s, so it's a hard series to run in, and where I was at, I don't have the talent for it. So moving back to the NIS series, so we're currently 108th in points, and that's overall. So pretty good start to the season, I think. I had a bad race at Auto Club, struggled there pretty bad. Survived Daytona, and I had a really good race at Vegas. So good start to the season, but there's still 33 races to go, and it's going to be a long one. So the other series that I ran was the Late Model Tour, and unfortunately I couldn't get where I finished in the division and overall because I'm going to miss this car. I did gain 45 iRating in this car, but they're changing it up for the upcoming season. So the current late model car is going away. They are retiring that car, and they've scanned the new late model car for the Cars Tour that Dale Earnhardt Jr. bought, and that car is replacing the current late model tour. So I don't know what that new series is going to be called. I'm not going to run that series as a new series because I've kind of debated that, but I see it as it's going to have a new car, a new series name, but it's replacing the old late model tour. So I'm just going to keep the same iRating numbers that I've used for the late model tour and just go with that. So looking forward to the new car. The late model tour has always been one of my better series. I mentioned earlier that the Toyota and the Production Car Challenge is the best series that I run when I look at it on my average iRating per race, and with the late model coming in second. So I've always done decent or well in the late model tour. I will say that in this season, I was Division 1, and I finished 79th in my division, and I finished 193rd overall. I only ran 7 weeks, 7 races. I didn't get to run the full 8, but I didn't even make, or no, sorry. That was last season. That's right. I couldn't get the standings. Last I looked, I was in the top 100 overall. So, um, but I always ran well in this series. It's getting to the point where my iRating is high enough now to where I really struggle to gain a whole lot of iRating. So out of the 75 iRating I've gained, my average has actually come down because of that. There's a lot of fast guys that run this, and but I still have fun. I still finish well. Top 5 is what I shoot for, and I think I've done that quite a bit. So another season or another series that I have run a little bit this season is the fixed truck series, the Class C fixed. I haven't run these trucks. I haven't run the fixed trucks since season 1 of 2020. So it's been 3 years since I've run this fixed series. But I was in Division 1 this season. I finished 459th in my division and 2,172 overall. I only ran 3 races though. Didn't really do well in 2 of the races, but the Daytona race was probably the best Daytona race I have ever had in any vehicle at Daytona. Because of the Daytona race, I actually somehow out of the 3 races gained 46 iRating. So, and the Class C fixed truck series is actually my 3rd best series based on average iRating gained. So, another race at the beginning of the season, we started racing the Xfinity Series Open, the partial season 1 that only had 9 races. In it, I was in Division 1. I finished 182nd in my division, 404th overall. Only ran 3 races though. Kind of mediocre races. Nothing really good. Nothing really bad. The race in Indy was a lot of fun. But out of those 3 races, I only gained 13 iRating in the Class B Open. So not much to talk about there. I also ran 1 race in the Cup Series Open at Daytona, and Division 1, I finished 403rd in my division, 2,313th overall. But like I said, I only ran the 1 race at Daytona, and somehow I ended up gaining 1 iRating that race. So Daytona, for me, Daytona and Talladega, any super speedway race, I really struggle at. But I will say the Toyota and the Production Car Challenge was a lot of fun. I do suggest, I think there was a really good turnout in the Toyotas for that. And then the other series, their fixed series, the GR86 Cup or something like that. But the Toyota and the Production Car Challenge was a lot of fun. I never have liked the Production Car Challenge until I raced the Toyota. I did well in the Mazda. But even after driving the Mazda and having the issues with the Mustang, I never was a big fan of it. But after driving the Toyota, I have become a big fan of the Production Car Challenge, especially if they keep these same races. If they do more of the club layouts, like they did at the Red Bull West layout, where you're just constantly in traffic, I don't find those races that much fun, but it seems like they've gone to some longer layouts, which to me, I think is more fun because I get to race my class. I don't have to worry about the Mustangs. You know, you're going to come up on some slower traffic, but you're not always in traffic. So I don't know. That's the way I enjoy it, but that's not everybody's take on it. So that's kind of how this season went. We had our ups and we had our downs. Our up was the Toyota, our down was the 358. So now, moving on to this new upcoming season. Of course, I will continue to be racing the NIS Open. So, in fact, we will be at Phoenix on Friday. But it's a long season, so I'll be doing that one all the way through Season 2, Season 3, and then mostly through Season 4. But for our new series, we are going to try something. To me, it's going to be completely different because we are going to be running the shoot, I forgot what car it was. The Elantra in the Touring Car Challenge. So, front-wheel drive cars is going to take some getting used to. I have not driven a front-wheel drive car on iRacing. I didn't do the Jetta because to me the participation wasn't there in the Jettas. So that's why I didn't race the Jettas in the production car challenge. But so we're going to try the touring car, and this is the fixed series, so we're not going to have to worry about setups. We'll just have to worry about how to drive the car. So that will be interesting and be fun. Looking at the tracks for this upcoming season, looks like they're going to be fun. There's going to be, let's see, Virginia's going to be a full course. I haven't driven the full course at Virginia yet. Mount Panorama, which I think is Bathurst or something like that. Haven't driven that one yet. So there's going to be some tracks on here that I'm going to be unfamiliar with, but they're going to come later. And then for our other new series, we are going to run the SK Modified series, but the Open this time. So I ran the fixed series, and it is, based on my average iRating gain loss per race, it is the worst series I have ever done, by far. The fixed series was a lot of follow the leader, and if you qualify good, you'll run good. But I had issues. I'd get turned, or I'll admit I had trouble finding out where the front of my car was, and I'd accidentally touched somebody and spin them. So I really struggled in the fixed series. I'm hoping that the Open series will be a little bit different because people with different setups. I'm hoping it's not just another follow the leader in this car. I'm hoping that the Open sets will change that. Because I really don't want to go through another season where it's just follow the leader again. But if it is, I will tough it out like I did the 358s and just get through it and move on and maybe never visit them. If the SK Modifieds are Open, it's like the fixed, then I'll be looking forward to the tour where maybe they're not that way. So, but that's going to be the two new series that I'm going to be running is the Touring Car Challenge and the Elantra, and the SK Modified Open series. And for my one-off series, so between the NIS Open and the two new series, that basically gets me Monday through Friday. My one-off series is the races that I'll be doing on Saturdays and Sundays, just one race per series, rather than the two races like I do in the new series that I do. So the Touring Car Challenge, I'll be doing 2 races a week for those. The SK Modified Opens, I'll be doing 2 races for those. That gives me more time to get familiar with the car. So if I'm able to do both races a week, it gets me 24 races in that car to get comfortable. So when I do the recap, I'm a little more familiar with it. My one-off series, what I call my one-off series, are just 1 races a week in series that I've already done, cars that I've already driven, that I'm already familiar with. So my first one-off series is I'm going to revisit the production car challenge and race the Toyota again. Had a lot of fun, had a lot of success in the car in that series, so I will be racing that one again. I will also be racing the new late model stock. I don't know what the series is going to be called, but I'm going to run the Open series, and if I have time, I'll be racing that series. That series, if I'm able to get every race in, that'll be a Sunday series, and Sundays, if anything happens throughout the week, then that race is going to get dumped, basically, because it's the last race of the week. But I'm going to try to do that one. And then if I have any extra time to where I can get in one extra race, an 8th race in the week or something like that, then that race will be the C-Class fixed, the Truck Series fixed race. But I don't think I'll get to race that. Looking at schedule, I may only get to race that one maybe twice this season, so don't look forward to that one a whole lot. But if I have time, that'll be kind of my backup, what I'll go to. I do know in the late model stock, week 8, I won't be racing that one because I don't own Hickory Motor Speedway yet. I bought some other tracks and I had to buy the Elantra and everything to get ready for this season. And because this is a one-off series, I didn't focus on purchasing Hickory. So I've almost got all the tracks. I think I've only got like 5 more that I haven't bought yet, but it was lower on my list. And even though it's in this series, so week 8 is probably one of those where I'll be running the fixed trucks. So I'm looking forward to this new season. Looking forward to the touring car, to give that a go, to see how well that goes. I'm hoping that the SK Modifieds go well, but no guarantees on that. And always looking forward to the NIS Open. I just want to run. I had some really bad races last season. I ended up last season losing a total of 198. I think I only raced 9 races last season. A lot of the loss came from Road Series, which with the production car Toyota now having my iRating over 3,000, that's going to make the blow to my iRating when the NIS Open goes to the 6 road courses this season. It's going to take a hit for that series. So, but it all eventually average out somewhere, and whether or not I do this again, I don't know. But I'm having fun right now. So, anyways, it seems like every time I do this, I just ramble on, and apologize if I did, but. I appreciate you guys watching. We reached over 100 subscribers during this season, and really appreciate all the support you guys have. And yeah, just keep tuning in, and look forward to this new season. So, the rest of the races this week, with the exception of the NIS Open on Fridays, it's going to be a bunch of fun races. So nothing's at stake. We're just going to try to have some fun before the new season kicks off. So, as always, guys, if you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe button, and thanks for watching.